Hey everyone, thanks for hopping on this call tonight. I'm so excited to have Kim speaking for us. I actually met her at Summit, which is really funny because for Elite, Teresa's on here too. For Elite, you have these tables that you go sit at, but the entire time I either was somewhere sitting with Happy and Fit or sitting with Teresa or not in my spot. So I think it was the last night, like the end celebration, I went to go sit in my spot and Kim was sitting there and she's like, where have you been? You haven't been here. And we introduced ourselves. So she became a coach in March 2014 and I became a coach, I think in May 2014, which is really cool. And she's a Success Club 10 All-Star legend. You guys, that means for over 2 years, she has hit Success Club 10 in a row, which is really awesome. So just listen to whatever she's going to say because there really isn't a secret to this business. I'm sure she's going to throw the vitals in there. It's just knowing that you can do it and then to make it happen. She was a 2015 Premier Coach. Teresa Schrader, who's on this call too, was as well. And then she was a 2017 Elite Coach. They missed 2016. I remember when they introduced us as Elite Coaches, I was like, I'm 2016 Elite Coach. And they're like, actually 2017. So there's like 2017. So there's hold on one second. There's like a mute off. There we go. There's like a year missing for Premier and Elite. It's really funny. And Elite is a really, really big deal. That is like the top goal to get each year as a coach. It's not easy. It's not for the weary. It is for someone who is disciplined, someone who's relentless, and someone who is not going to quit. Someone who is, even when, I mean, Kim, we kind of talked about this where it's like, are we going to hit it? I don't know. We're just going to go. We're just going to keep doing what we do. And we made it happen, which is really awesome. And prior to Beachbody, she was a momming blogger for 15 years. I thought that was so cool that you mentioned that. So I'm really, really, really excited to have you speaking. You guys, please turn off your phones. Please just get a notebook and pen and just stay fully engaged. Close Facebook. Don't get distracted because if you really want this, it takes focus and discipline and action taking from what you learned tonight. So Kim, thank you for being on. How cool. And you're from Minnesota.
Yes, I'm from Minnesota. So yeah, super excited. And I think what was so funny, Julianne, is that this whole time at Summit, I'm waiting for you to show up at this table, but I'm also like secretly kind of happy that you didn't because I had like my team members coming down and like crashing your seat there. So yeah. Oh, Corey's from Minnesota. Are you from Minnesota? That's cool. Maybe not, but yeah, Midwest, we rock. And I feel like we bring a very down-to-earth vibe to the coaching industry or like the network. And like so many of the coaches on my team are also Midwest, and even the ones that I've attracted on social media seem to be very down to earth and pragmatic. So I hope to bring a little pragmatism to the call tonight and some very actionable takeaways. And I know with Beachbody, it tends to be very rah-rah and like in your face and like, you know, like, let's do this and personal development. But you know what? We need the tangible skills to actually make this happen. So it is my intention to help you guys with that tonight. And partly, I'm also motivated by helping my team. So hopefully, are you recording this call, Julianne? Okay, cool. So I hope to like share this with my team, the ones that couldn't make it, because a few weeks ago we did like a little Facebook audit in our team page, and you know, like I went through their Facebook pages and I kind of like made mental notes of what everyone was doing right and what everyone was doing wrong. And sometimes just by fine-tuning your strategy, you can see big results. So that's a little bit of what this call is going to be about tonight. It's just like things that you can be doing a little bit differently. You guys are probably all, I mean, with Julianne as your leader, I'm sure you guys have access to amazing training and you know what to do, but let's just fine-tune it a little bit. And, you know, she and I started about the same time, and I think what is kind of interesting in the business, it has changed a lot in the last 2 years. So what we were taught as new coaches has kind of changed. And so if you're looking at older trainings, Even some of the trainings that I've put out there are no longer as useful as they used to be. Things have really changed. So I hope to get into that too a little bit. So, oh yeah, Coon Rapids. Awesome. Rock on. Yeah, that's where my niece and nephew were born, in that hospital there. I forget what it's called. So anyway, Corey, hate to hijack the call. I will look at the comments later. But yeah, Midwest in the house. Woo woo. Okay, so can I do like a share screen here? We'll see if this works here. I do have slides. So can you guys give me a thumbs up if you can see this, where it says social media? Okay, I'm gonna try to minimize this. Okay, and I'll go through the slides rather quickly so we have time for questions at the end, which is my favorite part of any call. So I just wanna touch on social media, Facebook best practices, and I'm learning more about Instagram and other platforms, but Facebook is my baby. That's the one that I've really had a lot of success with over the years. So that's what I'm going to talk about mainly tonight. And I feel like that for my team of coaches, that is the most relevant platform to reach people. So, okay, I'm going to scroll down here. Okay, so these are the topics I'm going to talk about. What doesn't work in 2017 that might have worked in the past. Curiosity marketing. If you guys were at Summit, you heard Shalene talk about this. I'll give you some like valid touch points on that. And then I want to end by giving you 10 like actionable tips for your Facebook like page. I want you to go in and like do a serious audit on your own Facebook like page, and I'll give you 10 tips. Like you're either doing these things or you're not. So you can either, you know, like just do a mental note of keep score. Like how many of these 10 out of 10 would be a top score. Let's see how many you get. Okay, so nope, it's 2017. The hey girl messages, you guys, those are not cool anymore. I mean, they kind of work. I mean, but like, I feel like people's red flags are seriously up right now. So if you friend somebody and you send them a hey girl message right away, it is not going to work. The network and Facebook and like it is just seriously flooded with MLMs, and people's radars are up. So you really have to be very careful about mentioning brands. You can't spam your news feed anymore, and you definitely cannot just reach out and friend somebody and turn around and try to sell them something within like, 24 hours. I actually had someone do that to me on Sunday. It was someone from another network. It was from It Works. You guys probably seen the wraps and everything. She friended me at 9:07, and by 10:10 p.m. she had sent me a message with all her promotions and sales. She didn't know me from Adam. We had mutual friends. So anyway, I hope you guys aren't doing that. It does not work anymore. It might have worked at one point, but please don't do those things. So okay, I have that slide on there twice. So now we're going to talk about what is curiosity marketing. And I love this because curiosity marketing totally opens the door for conversation, and conversation is where all the magic happens. It's where you connect with people that maybe you don't know very well, people that might be interested in what you're doing, but they don't have all the facts. So in the past, I think a lot of people were given scripts and they would simply word vomit all this stuff. I love that term. Like they get scripts from their upline coaches about what to say, like how to invite. And so they would get, an interested party, and they would turn around and like word vomit all over them. So you can't do that anymore. You have to share just enough to pique their interest. In other words, you can't be boring. You can't just like leave like a post out there that has no information or no relevance. You have to do something that's somewhat interesting, but you have to leave a little bit of the facts out. So that is the curiosity gap. It's that point in between where you've piqued their curiosity, but they don't have all the information that they need. So whatever posts you guys are doing, think about that is try to always attain that curiosity gap. Okay, so and never give them enough information to Google it themselves. And again, this is kind of taken from Shalene's speech at Summit, but if they have all the information they need to get the program that they want, to get the nutritionals that they need, if they know exactly what they're doing, what are they going to do? They're going to hop on Google just like I would, and they're going to Google Shift Shop or Shakeology or whatever, and they're going to find like some eBay retailer or someone on Amazon, some third-party seller. Don't give them that luxury, you guys. You want them to reach out to you and ask questions. And plus, it sounds really salesy when you do it that way. So it is a win-win when you do it in kind of this nondescript, non-salesy manner. So here are just a few like things that I do. Like when I talk about Shakeology, I call it a superfood shake. If you're doing the refresh, you might want to refer to that as a plant-based cleanse. So avoid using brand names that if they were to Google those things, that they would find out all that information. You don't want to do that. You don't want to give them that luxury of being able to find that information out on their own. You want them to reach out to you. So even like as Beachbody coaches, let's not use the term Beachbody, even though we all know and love that brand. We want to be referred to as online wellness coaches, or, fill in the blank, whatever you want to refer to yourself as, like online boot camp instructor, wellness coach, whatever fits your personal brand is what you should use. But I would ask you, even though you love PiYo, you love 21 Day Fix, you love Shift Shop, please don't use those brand names. Those kind of belong to the fitness professionals too, like Shalene and, Autumn. They're the ones that really, really own those brands. You own your personal brand. So that's what we want to really, really focus in on, narrowing your niche and doing some personal branding here. So, and another thing with curiosity marketing, you guys, use headlines, whether they're in your Facebook post itself or your video. If you do live videos, you want to use a headline that makes them want to watch it or read it, whatever the case may be. So I took this little infographic here from BuzzFeed, and these are all like their top 3-word phrases from, I believe it was last year. I think it says, I cut that off. But these are all things that you could use. You can Google this information too, you guys, like top headlines, top shared post headlines, or whatever you want to do. So like BuzzFeed, their top headlines were, what character are you, like 7 things or 3 things only, and then fill in the blank. So there are a lot of infographics out there, you guys, that will give you guidance on how to phrase your headlines, how to phrase your topics, because headlines do matter. That's the first impression that you have, whether it's with your post or your video or whatever the case may be. You want to grab their attention. You want to pique their interest, obviously, and give them a little bit of what you're going to talk about or what you're going to post about. And then, like I said, like with the curiosity gap, you want to give them just enough information so that they will reach out to you and ask for more. Okay, and so Leah, I hope you're still on the call. Leah is one of our team members, and this was a curiosity marketing win for her. And with the recipes, it's actually pretty easy because, and you guys know, if you talk about meal plans and recipes and clean eating, like almost all of us do, what you want to do is not give them the recipe, because then they will want to know more. And so with this one, Leah talked about her, it's funny, her PB balls, like she's funny. She uses humor in her posts, but people want to know what's in them. And you can see that with all the comments below. She's like, all these people are asking for the recipe. So share just enough to have your readers or your followers asking, how do you do that? What is it that you're talking about? Tell me more. Like, you want to tell them just enough, but not quite enough. And that's that curiosity gap. And I don't know if you guys listened to the National Wake Up Call yesterday, but I had to throw this slide in there because Haley Christian totally nailed it with her private message curiosity marketing strategy. So what she mentioned was that what she does is she does like her gangsta rap thing, and she fills out like a notebook page, which I believe is 26 lines of people that she just reaches out to. She goes through them right away. And then she doesn't get back to them right away. But then when she does, she says, oh, like, I'm sorry I didn't get back to you right away. I was busy making menu plan for my, she had a name for her personal challenge group. You can call it whatever you want. I forgot what she called hers. But let's say you call, like mine is called Fuel Up and Glow right now. That's mine. So I'd be like, oh, sorry I didn't get back to you right away. I was busy making menu plan for my Fuel Up and Glow online challenge group, or whatever your group is. So what that does is it, you're apologizing for not getting back to them right away for the first thing, but you're also creating some curiosity, because people are like, oh, what's that? What, like, I like menu plans. I want a menu plan. What is it that you're doing? So it's a very kind of nonchalant way to go about it. And I love that idea. I'm totally going to steal that from her. Okay. I'm just going to check the chat here, make sure everybody's okay, and then I'll move on. All right, sounds like we're good. Okay, so now I wanted to move on to doing a Facebook page self-audit. And I'm not talking about your personal profile, you guys, because first of all, Facebook, they kind of penalize you guys from being a little bit too salesy on your personal profile. And for me personally, I've built my brand on social media, on my like page, on my blog, because I purposely did not want to be salesy to my friends and family. And that was a personal choice that I made. If you do these things on your personal page, that's great too. But for me, this message is more geared towards those of you who have a business page or a like page, however you want to refer to it. Okay, so these are taken from my team. I went through everyone who said they wanted to do an audit. And I'm kind of speaking to my team actually a little bit here, because I took all the things that they were doing wrong and they were doing right, and I kind of turned it into a little presentation. So first of all, I feel like a lot of you guys out there are not defining your niche well enough. I had a coach come to me about a week ago, and she thought she had her niche defined, and I asked her what it was. And she said, well, it's moms who want to get into shape. And I'm like, oh my God, what mom does not want to get into shape? Okay, you guys, like, really. So the more narrow you can make your niche, the better off you are going to be. So let's take another like hypothetical example here. So say you're a mom that wants to get back into shape. Obviously there's tons of them. And let's say you also throw in an autistic child into the mix, okay? And obviously, if you brand yourself that way and someone sees your page and they see that, oh my gosh, she is doing it, she's crushing it, she looks fabulous, and she has an autistic child, which we know takes up tons and tons of time, and that's a struggle in and of itself. If someone with an autistic child sees that, they're like, holy crap, she is speaking my language. That is my tribe. I want to follow her, right? So you will attract way more people to your page by casting a narrow net than a wide net. And you know what? Like, honestly, I don't have an autistic child, but if I saw someone like that, I wouldn't be offended by that. It's not like I would say, oh, she's not speaking to me. She has got a lot of valuable information. I'm going to follow her anyway. So keep that in mind, you guys. You are going to be way better off casting a narrow net and speaking to your specific tribe, and you'll still get other people in the process. I think that's one thing I really didn't quite understand as a new coach. I thought that I would automatically like eliminate all those people by being too narrow, and that is simply not the case. You're still going to attract a lot of other people to you just by being you. So yeah, less is definitely more with that one. Okay, consistency matters. I see a lot of coaches make this mistake. They will go gangbusters one week and they'll go on vacation and not post anything. Or they'll like do a fitness program and get great results, and they'll like talk about it nonstop. And then they'll like fall into a slump and they won't post anything for like, a day, 5 days or whatever. So consistency matters. And I honestly don't believe you have to post 3 to 5 times a day like we were taught way back in 2014. I think if you post one quality post a day, that is sufficient. I really do believe that. more tends to be a little bit better. You know, if you want to aim to 3 to 5, that's great. I almost feel like more is, you know, just overkill. You should be working on other things in your business. But the main thing is just to be consistent. And if it's one time a day that you can do, great. And you guys, you know that you can schedule these posts out. Like you can totally, you don't have to necessarily do all of them at like say you do go on vacation. I was just checking the chat here. So say you go on vacation and you know that you're not going to have like a free week, schedule them out. And those might be posts that you've been working on. Like I keep a little notes tab on my computer. So like maybe I'll just schedule those posts out, and then you know, like I don't have to work on those posts during my vacation, but maybe I'll just go back and check in and like see who's liked or commented on them. Okay. Am I okay so far? You guys have anything? I don't want to completely ramble. I'll just keep going then unless I hear differently, and then I can answer questions at the end. Okay, so this is, yeah, I don't know that this is the best example of this, but this is a picture of me that got a lot of traction. So I'm happy, I'm smiling, it's, you know, kind of bright and whatever. I'm very real. It's not like I'm trying to be a glamour queen or anything like that. So be happy. Like even if you're having a bad day, it's okay to post vulnerable posts, but the ones that are scroll stopping are usually the ones where you're happy. You know, you want to maintain a lot of positivity in your posts, you guys. I actually, the better example that I have is of Ashley Molstad. You guys have probably followed her. She's, oh gosh, I can't think of the name of her like page right now, but she had a great example. She's the one with like the pink hair. She's super cute. Anyway, yeah, just post like pictures of you. I can't even believe that so many coaches don't post pictures of themselves, because you have to do that, you guys. If you want to connect with people, they have to see who you are. And even if you're uncomfortable with your own photos, which I still am after 3 years in the business, I still look at pictures of myself and see all my flaws. And I cringe when I see photos like this, because I'm like, oh my gosh, look at my forehead, looks shiny, and I got so many wrinkles, and we're our own worst enemies. But you have to be happy, but you can't be perfect, you guys, because perfect isn't relatable. Okay, so number 4. Oh, and this was from someone that just spammed my newsfeed not too long ago. And it was like stock photography. All she did in the comments, you guys, you can see, all she did was post the name of her product. She didn't add value at all. Like, okay, shadow sense, what is that? Like, why are we supposed to care about that? So like what I think is really interesting in this, and I took this screenshot today, you guys. It looks like it was posted on June 19th. So that was like, how many months ago? Nobody liked or commented on it. So that is totally like what you don't want to do. Yeah, shadow sense, who cares, right? Okay, so next thing, if you curate your content, which is totally fine, and by curate, I mean sharing posts from other people, sharing videos from other people, other sources, just sharing things from your niche that aren't created by you. That's curation. You have to be very savvy with the posts you share. I would only share curated content if it was super highly relatable to my niche and if it were already proven in social media. So you want to make sure that those are probably the number 2. It has to be relatable to your niche. It has to be super relevant to what your followers want to see. And it also has to be something that has already been proven to have received a lot of likes, a lot of shares. There's a site called BuzzSumo out there, and it's a subscription-based site, but I believe you can get like a free search or 2 every once in a while with a free version. And it will tell you exactly, like if you type in your keyword, which posts are being shared. So BuzzSumo is a great resource. You know, if you're following other pages on Facebook that are in your niche and they're getting a huge amount of shares and likes and traction, those would be ones that I would advise curating. And curating is great when you add your own little tidbits and comments so that your followers can really see your own personality shine through that. It's also great to like use those to schedule out for the future, like when you are on vacation. Okay, so number 6, that's kind of what I had just talked about with that eyeshadow post. Like, so what, you know, like, okay, so you're posting this, why am I supposed to care? Like, how is that relevant to my brand? Like, I see a lot of posts out there like, okay, so if you're posting your workout video and it's just you working out, or you're posting you and your shake, it's like, okay, so what, you know, like, why do I care about this? You have to tell people and think about what your intent with your post is. Are you trying to engage with them? Are you trying to get them to interact with you? If so, you have to ask questions. You have to really think about what matters to them. Are you informing them about something, some type of information about your product, or are you trying to educate them? Which is kind of the same thing. Maybe I meant something else. Engage, inform,
And inspire.
Inspire, entertain. I think those were the other 2 that are really good. Yeah. So yeah, you want to always pass the so what test. If someone sees your post and says so what, then it's not a good post. Okay. Number 7, you guys always should be doing live videos. It boosts your Facebook page affinity. So I believe 48 hours is kind of the key. Like if you do one every 48 hours, that's going to boost your traction for your like page up a lot. And Facebook is, you know, like their Facebook Live is kind of a fairly new feature. So, you know, they kind of they get to handpick who sees your posts. It's Facebook, you know, they're a business. So if you do a live video, they're obviously going to give you more traction. And if you were to share a link from an outside source, you always want to make sure that whatever you're doing on your Facebook like page doesn't like take people off Facebook. So if you're sharing a link, make sure you do that in the comments and not the actual post. If you're sharing a video, upload the video itself, like don't link to a YouTube page. You want to keep people on Facebook because Facebook will reward you for that. And live video is scary, you guys. I don't even like doing it. I hate seeing myself on the screen, but a few hacks that you can do, or a few tips that you can do if you like cooking, flip the camera around, just show show a screenshot, or like, I shouldn't say screenshot, show a video of you cooking something on the stove. It doesn't have to be of your face. So if that helps you get over the hump of like being uncomfortable on camera, just flip your screen around and do something like show people what you're looking at instead of actually looking at you. Okay, number 8. Do you guys present the coach opportunity? Because I'm guessing you don't do it often enough. That is a big, I shouldn't say a big mistake, because, you know, like, I don't want to think of what we do as mistakes, but we have all these missed opportunities. Let's call it that. People don't necessarily know that Beachbody has an income opportunity. So if you're not posting about it, how is anybody supposed to know? Same thing with your challenge groups. Make sure that people know that you offer something in addition to just like random posts that you're doing. So I would say, you know, if they're scrolling your Facebook like page feed and you don't have those things in your last 5 to 8 posts, it's time to do another one. Okay, transformations. Yes, I love this one from Shift Shop. This girl rocks. Look at her quads. Oh my gosh, I want to have her body. But anyway, so if you don't have a transformation story of your own, grab one from your team, from your upline, whatever. And it's Tuesday, you guys. If you have not done a Transformation Tuesday post yet, it's not too late. I would go out and do that, grab something. But yeah, people are totally inspired by this. You want to make sure that you have that. Not just on Transformation Tuesday, but probably within your last 5 to 8 posts. If you're like me, I did not have a huge outer transformation because I've not been like, I wish I could say I was overweight, but I really wasn't. Like, nobody really cares about my 5-pound weight loss story. So what I do for my transformation stories, you guys, is usually like the inner transformation and the mental transformation and just my mindset. So I talk a lot about that. So when people say, I haven't had a great transformation yet, I'm like, you know what? I'm at my goal weight and I will never have one. So, and even if you're kind of at a loss for that transformation, So that's like my most popular transformation, is when I can show people that I can lose 5 pounds in 3 days. Like, that is kind of my jam, even though I'm not like a super fan of the 3-day refresh. That is kind of my most popular transformation story. In number 10, and these are in no particular order, you guys, I just wanted to have 10 because it's a nice even number. So if you have a Facebook page, now they let you link all this relevant stuff. So if you're running a challenge group on Facebook, you can link that on your like page. I do that with a number of groups. I have an ongoing group called Clean Eating Fix, which is kind of like my ongoing clean eating group. And then the Fuel Up and Glow is my current challenge group. So I link those on my like pages. And Kristen is a coach on our team. And what she has done is she has linked her relevant services on her like page, which I think is really cool. And I didn't even realize you could do that until recently. So that's what I have for you guys. I'm going to open it up for questions, and maybe we can just have more of a little bit of a dialogue. And hopefully I've answered some questions for you guys. I'm going to stop the screen share.
Yay. Would you actually be able to take us into your like page and show us how you link?
Oh, for sure.
That would be awesome. I'm so visual.
Okay. Well, what did you want me to show you? I'm going to
like, could you pretend like you were linking a group to it and not do it, but like kind of show us how you do it?
Okay. So let me do the screen share again. Can I do that? Okay. Share screen. Okay. Okay, can you guys see my page here? Okay, I can't see you guys though. Julianne, can you tell me, like, verbally?
Yes.
Can you see me?
Yes, got it.
Cool. So first of all, I am part of a social media group. It's that Steve McDonald one, you guys. I know there's like Jesse Regan and Steve McDonald. So anyway, I got feedback from him on my like page, and he told me to fine tune my niche. So he's like, you talk about nutrition and wellness. So I'm like, okay, I added that to my avatar. And so I feel like it's clear that when people come to my like page, they see that I eat mostly plant-based and I'm into holistic nutrition. So that's kind of my niche. I also tend to attract a lot of women over 40 because that's who I am. So, okay, let's see here. I have my video pinned because, like I said, I don't really like doing videos, but this was one that I was kind of happy with, so I pinned it so at least people would see that I do that. That's one that I just did. Okay, so here's the groups. And, okay, so you scroll down to that, see all groups. I'm not an expert on this by any means, you guys. I think it's when I link them, I did it on my phone too. So you just click on that. You can click link your group, and it kind of brings up all the different groups that you're part of, and it gives you the option to link whatever you want to do. My computer is being slow, but that's basically how you do it. For some reason, it's not doing it right now. Yeah, I click on that. Normally it would bring it up, like Facebook would say, which groups do you want to link? And I did it before on my phone. Anyway, so what else did you want me to show you how I do? As long as I'm on my like page here.
What do you use to create your graphics?
Oh, okay. So I use Canva. I'm going to Canva right now, you guys. I love Canva. I used to use PicMonkey. So here's my little my slideshow that I did tonight, you guys. But what I like about Canva is it keeps everything, and I have the upgraded version. It's very inexpensive. I can't quote you how much it is, but so you can see like all the different projects that I have saved from like way back. I've got like coach shout outs. I've got graphics for my different groups that I've done. And so what I do, like when I create a design, it lets you choose what you want to do. And so I go into a design. This is the one that I had created for tonight. And I finished like 2 minutes before the call started. But so my uploads, it also lets you group your uploads into different categories. So like I have one called Summit. So like all my pictures from Summit from this year, are there. So like if I want to pull one, we did a really fun photo shoot with our team there. I shouldn't say all my photos. There aren't that many actually of them here. But so I have some of my photos from Summit there, like Kim pics. So they're just like if I need a headshot or something from something that I've done personally, like those are pictures with me in it. Then I've purchased stock photography. So those would be in my stock photography album. So that just saves a ton of time, you guys. And what's cool about Canva, like say you're going to do a graphic for Facebook, let's do Facebook post. It will give you like a canned, a canned layout. Like say let's say I like this one, do all things with love. Then maybe I'll be like, okay, this is totally fake, but join my challenge group, which is exactly what I said not to do. Like you don't want to do that, join me or whatever. But then I can go into my uploads and pick something from Kim Pics and like insert my own photo in there, you know? So it's like, it's super fast, which is why I love it. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that one. Okay.
Another question was, what do you suggest if someone doesn't have a like page yet, what they should do?
Okay, I'm gonna stop share here. Okay, so you can use all those techniques on your personal Facebook page. You can, like all of those same things will work. But what I like about, there are a lot of things I like about a like page. Number one, for me personally, and this is me, maybe you don't care, but I didn't want to come across as spammy to my friends or family. I wanted to reach out to more than just who was like my warm market. So with a like page, you can actually, pay to reach your audience. And that's a totally separate call. I don't necessarily want to go into that. And I'm not necessarily the best person to speak on that either because I haven't mastered it. But you can boost ads that do really well. Like if I have boosted posts that have done really well for me. And so you boost them to a certain audience in your niche. That's why it's super important to have your niche defined. And then you get new people to like come see what you're doing. So that's reason number one to have a like page. Yeah. And also too, like Facebook, they could actually ban you for posting business stuff on your personal page. You're not supposed to do that. I don't know a whole lot of people that have gotten in trouble for doing that, but technically it's against the rules and regulations. I'm not necessarily a rule follower, but I kind of like the idea that I'm doing it the right way. But yeah, that's setting up a like page is just as simple as setting up a personal profile. So I don't know why people don't do it. It's really easy. Okay.
I agree. And I think too, like, I strongly believe that the only thing that separates any of us in this business is ourselves. And that is how, and there's enough success for us all, but you owning your story, owning your transformation. Everyone should have a transformation, whether it's physical, mental. It should all be really mental. Like, yes, physical is great, but like what this does to our mentality is insane. But I definitely agree with that. And that was awesome. Definitely write your questions down if you have them. I went through them with you, but I would suggest, this was awesome. I took so many notes. As far as the top 10 tips, you guys, sometimes you could be like stimulation overload of I'm not doing well. I suck as a coach. Like I am not meeting. I was listening to some of the stuff and I was like, oh yeah, like I need to fix that, but I'm not freaking out about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one tip and I'm going to implement that really, really well and then feel really confident about that and then go to another tip. So that's my biggest tip to you. This was gold. So what my suggestion to you is, don't try to implement everything all at once and overwhelm yourself. Coaching is slow and steady, baby. Like just implement one thing and take action and rock that. So any other questions? Kim, you rock. Like I am so thankful we were sitting at the same table, sort of, for like one night.
Yeah, and my coaches are thankful you weren't there the first time.
Yeah, I'm glad. No, I'm seriously so glad.
Yeah, like it was so cool to meet you, and like I feel like we have so many parallels in our coaching story. And you're so right, there's room for everybody. Just you're all super individual. That's what sells this business. It's not Beachbody, it's whatever makes you crazy. And my team name is Team Crazy Train, because I totally believe that whatever makes you crazy is what is going to build your business.
That's
And
so
we all
cool.
have to like let our freak flags fly and be weird and be cool about it and just embrace that. And that's part of the mental transformation that I've had in coaching, is just, it's given me so much confidence to let my own personality shine and realize that what makes me weird and unique, and like the things that I thought were detractors and like flaws, are actually the things that bring people to me. So
I agree. Like that inner freak, an inner weirdo. Like my Facebook audience knows how much I hate laundry. They know I wear mismatched socks. Like they know these little things about me, and they feel like they really get me, which is really essentially what it is. I was thinking about this. I was actually talking to my success partner Sarah today, and I said a lot of coaches, I self-educate. I'm always on YouTube listening to videos. I think there's gold out there. But something I noticed is that they don't really show you how. They'll tell you what to do. They'll tell you they'll tell you to do all this stuff, but they will not share their screen necessarily and go and show exactly what they do. And Sarah and I are like, that's so silly. They're so afraid of letting a secret out because they're afraid of not being successful anymore. And I think it's quite opposite. I think when you can truly share and be so open to it, you're going to be even more successful, just because your mindset of knowing there is enough success. So I appreciate you like sharing your screen and taking us into your like page, because I don't think a lot of top coaches are like that, unfortunately. So I just really appreciate that.
Well, okay, just along those lines too, Julianne, is The Go-Giver. If you guys haven't read it, it is all about like creating abundance in your mindset and just realizing that there is so much to go. And the more you share, the more you get in return. I totally
our team motto is success is not above you, but there's enough success for us all. Like it's just, there's enough, and you just have to truly believe that. And it's the same thing too with like Success Club, you hitting SC10 every single month, where it's like, I do the same thing. And I'm going to continue to do that, you know? So we appreciate you, everyone, for hopping on. Thanks for joining us this Tuesday night. You all enjoy yourselves. Implement one thing.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Kim. I appreciate you.